Hello students and welcome to the class. I am a history teacher Manoj Arora. Today we will be starting with the next part of the chapter, that is colonialism in the countryside. But before I start the chapter, I hope you all will be fine at your homes, taking care of your family as well as yourself. If you remember the last videos, we studied about how the zamindars resisted, how the Britishers were able to bring permanent settlement in Bengal in order to see whether it works or not, whether it could be taken up to the other parts of the country or not, the fertile parts of Bengal. But today we are moving to a new section of the chapter, from the wet to the dry regions, from the settled agricultures to the shifting agricultures. Buchanan had written in his books, in his theory, in his research, he had gone to Raj Mahal Hills, and according to him, they were impenetrable, full of danger. General people were not able to go to these areas. And why? You will study. There are people, those who are living there, they were dangerous, they were hostile especially to the outsiders. They were unwilling to talk. And when somebody wanted to talk, they would be absconding to the forest. Whenever any British official or anybody used to come, even Buchanan had to face a lot of difficulty in order to talk to these people. So they were very dangerous, they were hostile people, they were unwilling to talk to anyone, and they were absconding to forest if anyone wanted to talk to them. And they were termed as Pahadiyas. They were subsisting on the forest produce. The main thing was that they were doing the shifting agriculture. Their main way of acquiring the food resources. One more was there, that I will tell. And they were mainly depending upon the shifting cultivation. Mahua, which was a flower which they would use to eat, and silk, which they would sell. They would rear the silkworm also. They were doing a number of activities. They were hunters, they would kill the animals, they were shifting cultivators, they would select a patch of land, do agriculture. Actually, they would use the hoe and not the plow. And hoe was not able to scratch the land properly, and thus the full fertility of the soil could not be used. And as a result, after 2 to 3 years, they had to move on to the next patch of land in order to get fertility. So they were shifting cultivators, they were food gatherers, they were silkworm rearers, and they were charcoal producers. These all activities they were doing in order to run their life, in order to sustain their life. Besides this, there are other activities also. Pahadiyas were not so easy to control. They lived in the hutments, and they resisted any kind of intrusion. They did not like any kind of exchange with the people or the outsiders. They were very skilled in fighting, and the chiefs were very much important. If there would be any conflict within the tribe, the chief would settle that. The chief would head the raids which were made by this tribe. He would settle and sign all the agreements on the behalf of the entire tribe. They raided the plains at times when they were in the lack of food, because the food was not available in the forest throughout the year. Whenever they lacked in the resources, they would attack the plains. So generally, the zamindars had to purchase peace from them. A regular tribute was paid to these tribal chiefs. Against that, these tribal chiefs would give the insurance to that zamindar that their villages would not be attacked. The merchants, those who wanted to take their goods from that area, even those people also, they had to give a fee to these people, and after that, the tribal chiefs would take the responsibility of the safety of the merchant as well as his merchandise. But the negotiated peace was fragile. That means once you had paid the money, that didn't mean that you will not be attacked. If they needed some resources, they would attack even after the peace negotiation was done. So it was fragile. The British encouraged the forest clearance. British wanted the forest to be cleared, and the zamindars wanted to clear the forest because they needed uncultivated land. They want to settle the people on those lands. And somewhere the British and zamindars both, they considered forest as totally unproductive. They considered, and moreover these forests were somewhere the places for the naughty people, the robbers, the dacoits, in order to save themselves. Whenever they want to evade themselves from law, whenever they would like to be hiding from the law, they would run to the forest. So forest created a lot of problem for the Britishers. The forest people were considered, what were they considered by the common people? They were considered as savage. They were unruly, those who were not following the laws at all, those who were not civilized, those who did not know how to live a settled life. They were primitive because they were using the old age methods in order to sustain their life. They were not using the plough agriculture also, they were doing the shifting cultivation. They were ungoverned. It was not easy to govern them because they were again very much ferocious in their activities. They would attack very easily, so it was difficult to govern them. They would apply the shifting cultivation, although the Britishers and the zamindars both wanted that they should go for the settled plowshare, the settled cultivation. Today we will do till here only. I hope you must have understood this chapter. Still, if you have got any problem, come to me in the online sessions arranged by the school, or you can write in the comment box. Please do write your name, class and section also. Read NCERT books, that is a must. Keep on doing the work which is given to you in the online classes. Still you have any problem, please come to us and approach to us. Thank you very much. God bless.